We are going live 4 minutes early. Sorry to keep you guys on your toes, but sometimes we start early. Sometimes we come early here.
Whoa.
Anyway, hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Macwell Star. Tonight, I'm going to introduce who's here in a second. All these 5 people over here. We actually have a pretty good turnout tonight for an Italian lager, Peroni, Nastro, Azzurro. Really Italian classic, nasty Azzurro. Sakura. All right. So, without further ado, let's get to who we got here with us, starting with Mr. Craig from Kent Beer Reviews, all the way in Kent, England. How are you doing tonight, sir?
All right. Yeah. Not had this beer. I actually had this beer twice in recent times, but yeah, I've not had this for a while. But yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
It's something that I can get for a change, so that's cool.
Right on. Cheers. And Greg, you're always here. So you really need no introduction except for you got a huge knife to overcompensate for something.
And a little knife to undercompensate.
Mine's smaller.
Ha! Damn it!
Otherwise, on the side of the blade you're carrying. What's going on tonight? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm drinking. Yes, I'm doing just fine. I'm having a half Nelson while I'm waiting for you fellas to introduce each other, and looking forward to drinking a Pierogi beer.
Mm-hmm. A Pierogi beer.
Finest beer of Poland.
Right. All right, moving along to Mr. Ashley Sexton of Sexton Brewing Co. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing very well. Thank you for asking. And fuck it, whatever. I just got home from work.
It's all right. All right, so Mr. Lee Russell of High Tide and Vibe. How are you doing tonight, sir?
You're welcome, Nick.
Thanks for making
beer reviews
great again. Right. Okay. So, and of course, the last but definitely not least, who I didn't expect to see you tonight. Hi, Redbeard. How'd the Hood Fan Clean go?
It got clean.
It wasn't a dirty Chinese restaurant, I take it.
Jesus, Nick.
Racist.
No, that's not. That sounded totally wrong.
At the same time, though, you're not wrong.
Well, yeah, no, it's talking about like the like Chinese food restaurants, and I keep making fun of it because I still love the food.
I've seen some shit.
Yeah, literal shit.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
All right, so yeah, I got to follow that awkward moment up here with the story for this tonight's beer, which is Peroni Nastro Azzurro. The history of Birra Peroni was founded in Viggiano, Lombardy, today in northern Italy, by Francesco Peroni in 1846. Due to high demand, a second brewery was built in Rome, run by Francisco's son Giovanni. Peroni eventually moved its headquarters to Rome in 1864, less than a decade before Italian unification in 1871 or 73 or something like that. In 1933, an Italian luxury liner called SS Rex won the famous Blue Riband for completing the Atlantic crossing, which is the fastest crossing by passenger ship of the Atlantic Ocean going from the UK to New York City. In 1933, the title which it held until 1935 when it was overtaken by the French ship USS Normandy. In honor of the 30th anniversary of this Italian achievement, in 1963, Peroni introduced a new pale lager named Nastro Azzurro, Italian for Blue Ribbon. Marketing for the beer included a successful advertising campaign featuring models wearing sailor outfits and hats, as well as blue ribbons. Hey, sailor. All right, so Peroni was acquired by Sabmiller in 2003, and Peroni Nastro Azzurro brand name was relaunched worldwide in 2005. Japanese brewing giant Asahi acquired Peroni from Sabmiller following the merger of Molson Coors in 2016. Other Peroni beers include Peroni, the original, which is kind of like a red label, which is still the #1 selling beer in Italy. They have their Cristal lager. They have a Gran Reserva, which is a strong lager. They have their Peroncino, which is another lager. And they have their Lagera, which is a light lager.
Noticing a trend.
Yes, he's been here. So, Peroni, Nastro Azzurro is 5.1%, at least it is in, 5.1% ABV. Pale lager brewed with 2-row barley, maize, corn, harvested between the Adda and Brembo rivers in the Lombardy region of Italy, and Saz and Hallertau Magnum hops. I don't know why they call them Hallertau Magnum. They're probably just Magnums. But, yeah, so exciting. All right, without further ado, we've only got 2 viewers tonight. We started too early, maybe. All right, so, or too late, I don't know. All right, so without further ado, since there's nothing to read literally here, I'm going to bring you over Craig. What's your history with Peroni Nastro Azzurro?
Very kind of sporadic, depending on not recent times, not much really. But going back, it just go with the flow kind of beer. If I'm who I'm with and what's available, kind of thing. It's more from what was available back when I was a proper, just only lager drinker, and then Belgian beers at the end of the night kind of deal. It varied from pub to pub whether I had it on or not. But yeah, I've had this loads of times. It's just it's pretty much everywhere for sure. But yeah, it's not had it for a while, but a macro lager,
Really,
I've been drinking a lot of lagers recently, so it'd be interesting to see how this compares to some of the other, especially like Polish ones I've had recently. So yeah.
Yay, Polish.
Yay. So Pierogi lager.
Mm.
All right, speaking of Polish, let's go over to Greg. What's your history with Peroni Nastro Azzurro?
I have had Peroni once before. As you'll remember, when this thing called COVID first came, Nick made a bunch of suggestions for beer we could have, and I risked my life in the heart of COVID to get a whole bunch of beers that Nick said, oh, maybe we'll do these. And I got one of these. And then Nick's like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. So I just drank mine like a common lager drinker. Didn't do it on camera or anything, like a healthy person. And then Nick is like, hey, Greg, you want to risk your life again? Because I want to do this beer again. So I'm like, the sucker I am. I've got the battered wife syndrome. I go back to Nick and I say, Nick, I bought it again for you just to please you, sir. And this is why I'm having it a second time. That is the history of my beer.
All right. Good history. It shows me that you listen. All right. Ash, what's your history with Peroni Nastro Azzurro?
I love that Greg thinks that we're healthy people because we drink beer. We're the furthest thing from it. Yeah, I've never had this before. I've never. I thought I had, but I checked my Untapped and I've never had it. Yeah, I don't have an exciting history with this beer. I do appreciate the fact that this one was actually brewed in Italy and was shipped here instead of, brewed in North America by someone else, using their recipe. So, but yeah, never had it before. This is first time.
Cool.
That's all I got.
All right, Mr. Lee, what's your history with this Peroni Nastro?
According to my archives, I reviewed this like 11 years ago. I was wearing a stupid-looking hat, and I was in my bathroom when I recorded it. I don't know what I gave it. I think I liked it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much my history. I've had it a couple times over the years here and there. Every once in a while, it's like, oh, I want something Euro lagerish. And, oh, there's no Grolsch available right now. Well, maybe I'll grab a Peroni. And that's pretty much my story. Thank you. Buy my book.
I have it on pre-order.
Alrighty. So, all right, going over Mr. Redbeard. He's already drinking it, but what is your history with Peroni at Nastro Azzurro?
I've had 3 drinks now. That's my history with this beer.
Fantastic.
That's all.
Alrighty, so let's
Damn, who's shitting your hood fan tonight?
Oh, I think nobody's shitting his hood fan. That's why he's home early.
I'm
Keep
impressed
it
he's 3
clean.
drinks in and still seems so sober.
Have you ever had to clean a hood fan that you thought was smeared with shit though?
Gross.
Not actual shit, but there's some pretty horrible grease out there.
Ew.
Fair enough. Just curious.
There's probably some grease that makes you wish it was shit.
Okay, so let's go down to my history with Peroni, Nastro, Azzurro, which is going to include me showcasing my original review from back in 2011, I think, November 2011. It was one of the earliest reviews that I did.
You just posted it last week, right?
You haven't changed
No.
your font in 10 years, man.
No. It's like, I think I did some horribly...
Oh,
Oh dear God!
yeah, you need to stop this right now.
Wow, you wore a shitty
It was
hat, too.
terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, so review number 177, if you want to look. I did this weird Mario voice to the part of the video.
It's called fetishes, Nick. Don't be
Nick,
ashamed.
and that's why you're not at 1,000 subs yet.
Feels pretty
Right
offensive.
there. You completely alienated a large percentage of the
I'm like
population.
the Italians don't like me. All right, so yeah, that was a pretty bad episode. I mean, I thought it was funny at the time. It hasn't really not aged well, but
Me, Mario.
Mario. I don't even know where the hat is right now.
It's me, Whitey-o.
Whitey-o. All right. Moving right along here. Yes, so I had it back then, and then I didn't have it again until I bought 2 bottles when I bought this, and I drank the last one on beer analysis last week, I think, when I showed off that I had one, and I drank that. One other one's in the fridge, but
Yeah, I've got another one.
I don't really have an extensive history. Nice. All right. I'm clearly not ready to talk about anything more. We don't have any comments there. We do have 3 viewers, so we do interact with our audience. So if you want to drop what you're drinking or have any questions, then go right ahead. Otherwise, right now, we're probably just going to sit here and shoot the shit about it.
Come on over. We'll roofie you and touch you.
That's what Greg will do, but
Epstein up there will. Go.
so the best before date on my bottle is October 2020.
Hey, just remember, Nick is my associate. Maxwell Chislane.
Oh yeah.
Is that what her name is?
Oh,
Ghislaine?
Ghislaine.
How do you pronounce it? I don't know.
It's French, so it'd be Ghislaine.
Ghislaine? Guy.
Maxwell
You
Chislane.
would know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it properly.
My best before date is also 1020.
I have 0421R. What does that even mean?
Yeah, I got that.
I have 0321.
Oh, you guys have cans.
Mm.
Fancy
That's
like that.
April
Did
21.
you
Gotcha. Oh, April
Did you-
21.
did you buy a 6-pack of bottles there, Nick?
I was actually able to just buy individuals.
Okay.
I just bought 2 bottles.
I paid like 14 something for a 6-pack of this, which is, I think it was on sale too. I think it's usually like 16 something for a 6-pack in the NSLC, which is a little too expensive.
Yeah, that's probably a bit much for what you're getting for, and you are forced to buy a 6-pack.
I think the can that I purchased was $2.90, which compared to what else is out there, that's pretty fucking expensive for a can of macro Euro stuff.
That bottle was $3.58 a piece, so it's a little steep for a bottle like that. It is imported, I guess,
Craig,
I
how
think
much
it
did
was
you pay for
about-
yours?
because
Well,
this is actually brewed and bottled in Italy still, so it's not like it's
Yeah.
made locally and distributed.
2 330ml bottles. I think I paid $1.40 a piece.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really.
Well,
that's
it makes
better than
sense.
our
Being
bottle.
over there, it would be cheaper.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have the larger format for $2.90. But
Yeah. No, I just noticed some etching on the bottle. Bera Superior, which
Yeah.
is odd.
Mine says just, mine. Oh, yeah. Barrio Superior. Okay. Yeah.
Superior, superior.
Superior.
Which is amusing.
Peroni, Italia.
Love it.
But yeah, just mine's November of 20.
I'd say it's superior to like not having a beer, but maybe it.
So,
Okay, is it just me? Okay, the ingredients. Italian maize. Is that not just a fancy way of saying corn?
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
it's
Italian grown corn. It's
That's
still gonna be
really
different.
funny.
Corn.
I
Still
didn't
going to
know.
be different
Green
than corn from somewhere else.
Italian maize.
Special Italian, it's like pepperoni. It's like
You gotta keep in mind,
Parmesan.
Richard, the terroir of the Italian soil and the environment makes the Italian maize a little bit more scusi when you put it in the beer. You know, a little bit more rapey, a little bit more sexually aggressive.
Yes.
Gotcha.
God.
All
right.
When Greg was saying he'll roofie you, he just meant he'll give you a few of these beers and it works.
I'll give you some
great.
Italian maize.
He's just saying he would give you a few of these beers. He wasn't going full on Cosby.
It's like that great character in the classic movie Hook with Dustin Hoffman and Al Pacino or whoever the fuck played fucking Hook.
Robin Williams.
Dustin Hoffman did play Hook.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
Robin Williams, yeah, that was.
Anyway, the character's name was Rufio.
Oh,
Rufio.
All right.
It was pretty good.
Rufio.
Getting off the roofie. Getting off the
Moving
roofie.
right along. Are anybody ready to talk about the final thoughts on this thing?
Moving
Sure.
right along from the roofies.
Short episode tonight.
Who's
Greg.
first? Or what's
Greg's
the order?
Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Greg.
What?
All right. There you go.
I mean, it's brewed with maize, so I'm lost already. So, sorry. No, I mean, when I first opened it, I got, obviously it's a green bottle sort of thing. So I initially got that skunk aroma. It just wafted out. I was like, ooh, it's one of them deals. Obviously, as it's been out in the open air for a few minutes now, that's died off, fortunately. But it's still, I don't know. It's got that let's say that wheat-esque thing, but slight sweetness of what's in it. I can't even remember now. I don't see how much research I do. So it's probably barley, that sort of slight sweet edge. But it's okay on the aroma. I mean, once that skunkness has done one, not too bad. But drinking it, you get that initial hit, that sweet maize, not maize, but sweet barley. And it thins out really quickly, I find. And then you get like that residual kind of coating on the palate, kind of deal. It's just not got much body to it to back it up, I think. It's a little bit, compared to other lagers I've had recently, it's a little bit kind of nondescript. It's lager, traditional. What do you want? I mean, it's a Peroni, so. Yeah, it's okay. As I said, history-wise of this, I've had it a couple of times, probably in the last 6 years. But then, obviously, before, as I said, just more often than not, and paid ridiculous prices for it in a bar, which now I'll be like, it's not going to happen. I hate to think this could probably be upwards of £4.50 to £5 for this bottle in a bar, I reckon. Now, having a guess, which £5, I don't know what that is in Canadian dollars. I have no idea, but it's going to be too much for sure. But yeah, I mean, are we doing all the ratings and that now, or are we coming back to that?
Yeah, we're doing ratings right now. Go ahead.
I mean, I've got more of appreciation even for things like this these days than perhaps I would have had, like, say, 5-6 years ago. more of a kind of there's nothing wrong with it, if you like. It's brewed. There's nothing wrong with it. It's brewed what it is, kind of deal, rather than being like a beer snob, which I was more of probably say 3 or 4 years ago. Now I'm like, it doesn't really matter so much. Then you come back to beers like this that we've all tried. Most of us have all tried, like from years ago. You think it's a lager. You're paying. It's a cheap kind of product that you can get in cases of like 10, 12 or 15 or whatever. For like 12, 15 quid. So it's not going to be anything to what you generally drink. You know what you're buying. It's that kind of deal. It's another generic kind of type lager. Just a little. The body is a little bit thin, I'd say, in the centre part of my palate at least. It starts off typical, and then it kind of fades off. Was it 5.1? What it is?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just very generic. It's just the Italian version of that generic style, isn't it, really? So, I mean, it's an okay. I think on tap before I've given this like a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, yeah, right. Like a 2 out of 5. I've got a little bit more appreciation for it. I'm going to give this like a 5.5. A little bit more, 5.5. I'd say out of 10. That's on both style and enjoyment. I might have had a lot better, like regular lagers for the last sort of few weeks. So it's okay, but it's average, I'd say.
All right. Cheers. All right. So how's your pierogies drinking there, Greg?
Pierogi. Well, it's drinking okay. So are we rating this as essentially an American adjunct lager? I know it's not American, but it's essentially the same style because
I guess like
I'm thinking a little more like Euro lager, like a Heineken or Grolsch kind of thing.
that will, to me, vastly change where I put it on the spectrum of rating it because, frankly, this is better than most American lagers, but it's not as good as most true European lagers, especially ones that have purity laws. When it's really cold, it's not bad. It's got a little bit of corn, but not that much, to the point I had to actually check to see if there was corn in it. And of course, there is Italian maize. High quality stuff, no doubt. Now that it's kind of warmed up, it's still not terrible. Not nearly as bad as if you had a warm Budweiser or a warm, oh God, a Canadian. Oh, never make me do that again, Nick. He's going to make me do it again. He's an abuser. We're going to come back and do like a best of special. Oh, best of Greg beers Greg hates. So anyway, yeah, this is not terrible. I don't mind it. I don't love it either. It's certainly not as good as even something like simple like a Heineken or a Stella or something like that. But it's not bad. So, I mean, if I'm going to give it a review based against Euro lagers, I'm going to give it a 7, and I'm going to say I'm being very generous with that rating because it's not that good compared to Euro lagers. If I were to say, hey, let's rate this against American adjunct lagers or adjunct lagers in general, this would probably be like an 8.5 in that spectrum because it's actually pretty good in that regard for a beer with corn syrup. It's not disgusting. But anyway, Papa Lowe says that. That's what we listen to. And so anyway, that's a 7 for the style. Yeah. And 6.5 for overall enjoyment. But again, it's not terrible. It certainly would be fine on a hot, sunny day by a pool, but I probably wouldn't go running for it either.
All right. So what did you give for style overall? I missed that. Sorry.
7 and 6.5.
7 and 6.5?
Yeah.
All right.
Not terrible.
Yep. All right. Let's go over to Mr. Ashley. What do you think of this beer?
So I'm not going to deep dive this one. The aroma is very much like most lagers. It's just some hay, some grass, some noble hop, a little bit of spiciness. Nothing crazy. The sip definitely you notice right away, and maybe it's just because it's warmed up, but you notice right away the corn right on the front of the sip. Touches sweetness to it, and then it just sort of finishes off to this sort of muddled mess on the end. I get like a lot of like wet cardboard type of, it's just like a general wet cardboard type of finish. It doesn't finish clean and crisp and sharp. It sort of finishes like here's a whole bunch of like wet cardboard covering your palate, and then it's not. You don't get that nice refreshing finish that you want from a lager that's like crisp and bright and sharp. So I mean, it's definitely not the best lager I've ever had, and I could probably list 5 euro lagers I'd probably rather have ahead of it. So yeah, I mean, really for personal preference, for style I'll give it like 6.5. Out of 10 for style, and for personal preference, it's like a bare pass, like 5 for personal preference. 5? If there's, as I mentioned, there's like 5 or 6 even euro lagers ahead of this one that I'd rather choose than to have this one again. So there we go.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's move on to the master himself, Mr. Lee. What's your opinion of this beer?
All right. When you initially open it up and you do, like, if you're drinking from the bottle and you get that little waft of skunk, I like that actually. That's what I sort of gravitate towards drinking Grolsch all the time, because I think it actually enhances the flavor a little bit. But here it goes away pretty quick, and then you just get into this sort of malaise of corn and sweetness and bullshit that doesn't really mix well together. Like I guess they just put the corn in as a substitute, so they don't have to pay as much for barley malt, throughout the entire malt bill or something. I don't know, because honestly, this would probably be better served just being all barley. Honestly, because it does finish with that sort of kind of wet cardboard coats your mouth thing, like Ashley was saying. There's the like slightest hint of some noble hop in the back, like a little bit of herbal kick there, but it's very hard to grab unless you're really trying. And I mean, it's Peroni. It's made in Italy. It's a Mediterranean country. It gets really fucking hot. That's why you drink stuff like that. Out in like a patio outside of a restaurant or some shit, or at a beach. If someone handed me this and a Corona and I had to choose between the two, I would definitely pick a Peroni, because at least it does have a little bit of character and flavor, as opposed to the pathetic swill that is Corona. I've had way better Euro lagers than this. This is just kind of like mid-tier leaning down. And for style, man, if they had reformulated this, like if they had made it more crisp and the finish was a bit more sharper with the hops and stuff, it'd probably be much more up there on my scale. But 6 for style, and I'm just going to give a 6 for preference too. There's nothing offensive about it. Like it's a little disappointing, but it's perfectly good in a pinch. So I mean, if you're drinking it for a certain reason, and it pretty much does the job. There's other beers that do the job better, but Peroni's not terrible.
Right on. All right, let's move over to Mr. Redbeard. Who I'm not sure if you were impressed or not. What do you think?
It's all right. It's a Euro lager. Like there's nothing I can say that wouldn't just be echoing what you guys have said at this point. It's all right. I'm not really a huge Euro lager fan to begin with, but I've definitely had better, kind of echoing what Lee just said. Style wise, I'm gonna go with 7, and enjoyment 6. It's all right, but it's not something that I will probably ever buy again.
It's free.
Drink number the last.
Yep.
It's always the worst with a lager.
All right. So I have to follow all that up. I'm not really going to say that's just probably going to come off as too different. I'm getting more of the cardboard as it warms up. I find that the aromas kind of get the sweet, grassy, little light for the sulfur, and of course, as Lee mentioned, a little bit of skunk there. But I didn't get a huge waft of skunk, but it's there. As far as the taste goes, as soon as you drink it when it's nice and cold, it's nice because it's got this grassy, spicy herbal hop note. It's mildly sweet with a touch of that skunk and sulfur in the taste, but it's pretty well masked when it's nice and ice cold. Like, it goes down pretty easy. Found it clean when it was cold, with a lingering earthiness that lingers in the back of the palate as it dries out, along with a little bit of that skunk flavor, which I actually kind of like. It's a little weird. For a beer that's made with corn, it doesn't scream corn to me, which is kind of weird. Like, if you were to tell me if you didn't tell me this didn't have corn in it, I would have believed it was some kind of Euro lager made with pure barley malt. I really don't get the corn too much out of this. As it warms up, it was pretty good cold. As it warms up, it gets a little bit more meh. Gets sweeter almost not quite like cloyingly sweet, but pretty sweet to the point where I don't know if I would drink too many of these in a real hot day with this thing warmed up. A little skunkier. It starts to get a little bit heavier in the palate. But for the most part, this thing is largely inoffensive. There's really nothing. The biggest thing that this thing screams to me, it's basically Italian Heineken. I mean, that's the best analogy I can put towards this. It really reminds me of Heineken. And it's not bad. I'm trying to remember my recollection of what beer Moretti tasted like, and I think I liked that one better. But this isn't bad. I'm going to give this one, for the style of pale Euro lager, I'm going to give it a 7 and a 6 for overall enjoyment. So that's my story.
Overall enjoyment?
Overall.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Now I will retreat and do the math. Well, somebody asked the magic question, except for we don't have any comments yet. So
The comments, it's been a hotbed of comments.
Two of those comments have asked what you want to be asked.
Yeah, well, two.
Yeah.
Anybody else here?
You're
The only person I've seen in the comments here is Ashley.
Nick's gonna do
yeah,
math.
Lee. Yeah, let me get to the math here. I'm gonna do the math here.
Talk
first,
amongst ourselves.
pretty much.
Math it up, yo.
Lift it up.
Talk like no one's watching because I don't think anybody is watching.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can I just start by saying all our regular viewers are shit? They're all pieces of garbage.
Where's Gilbert? Raining on your parade. They got
Anybody.
nothing else better to do
There's
on a-
nobody commenting tonight. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, no, it's almost like nobody's seeing us.
Maybe our 3 viewers got like coronavirus or some shit.
Maybe
We all
Peroni knew this was going to happen, and there's like a copyright strike that's happening that you don't know about.
They got wiped out by that wild card Wednesday, and they had to like turn off the night. You know, they're like, "Oh!"
That would totally suck if we lost to fucking Jay. It's just
Well, of course he's well.
Oh, we always lose to Jay because he's got a lot more viewers.
a lot more racist.
There's a surprising number of shitty people out there.
Yeah, we have to like
least-
cater to the racist. To the racist. No, it's terrible.
He doesn't even cater to that. He just caters to shucks bumblefuck YouTube.
So let's do a special all racist 101 next.
If you keep reviewing Budweiser, you're gonna get much more viewers.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
Yeah, we actually review craft beer on this channel. Not right
you cater
tonight,
to the
but
ghost. Ghosts love them.
You never see,
Ghost
you never
love
see a new
Ghost love 'em.
Now,
Especially beer bottles that wear ghost hoods.
God, he's
Yeah, but there's no longevity in New England IPAs, is there?
Not really.
That's what he does.
Well, why do that when you can review every size and format of Budweiser? Nope, tastes the same. Oh, tastes the same.
there's a
You know
whole
what?
bunch
re-examine Budweiser. Maybe your opinion is going to change.
I randomly had a can of that new fucking strawberry lemonade Bud Light they came out with. It's okay.
Or the
Not
strawberry
bad.
lemonade Radler.
It's
Just totally copying off of Moosehead's idea.
I don't know, but it's pretty good though. It's not a rather though. It just says strawberry lemonade Bud Light. Like it's not a.
Well, I mean, that still kind of makes it a red.
It's basically
Nick
still.
offended when Moosehead is insulted.
All
Just out
right.
of curiosity, did Jay Terrio and his Misfit Children always follow that Darwin rating scale of the garbage 97 type of thing? Because I watched a snippet of their video and fucking
I think it's
what's
Beer
it that
Advocate that they do at the 100 scale.
is that the
debate?
I wasn't too sure where
I
that
don't
came
get
from.
I think it's Beer Advocate
Gotcha.
or Light Beer or one or two. I don't know. They're both shit. But yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's go here. There we go.
There's a rating of
No,
88.
I'll
Hey,
give this an A+.
Here we go.
So,
I love the picture poured into a teku because that's
Into a tech.
yeah, I saw that in the Google image store. Some Italian site had that on their
nice.
sale page.
I mean, a Teco's a useless piece of shit glass anyway. You might as well pour anything into it.
And the fact that they have the bottle with the cap still on it next to the poured glass, that's nice. That's
Nice
good.
observation.
That could be urine in that glass for all we know.
Oh, that's good.
it probably smells slightly better in that glass.
Yeah.
It might, it might slightly get more of that skunk and cardboard. I don't know. The beer was
Yeah, it'll enhance it. Enhanced.
Yeah, the beer wasn't bad overall. 5.8.
Yeah.
all right. So we might as well.
No, we've certainly had much worse.
So what
might
would
as well-
that be on the rate beer scale or the whatever? 5 out of 8 out of 10. What is that, like a solid 91?
Jay would know. So,
Well, if,
like
if
a
it's
hit
out of 10 and it's out of 100, just maybe 58 out of 100.
You'd think so.
You'd think.
get him on it. Get him on the real yeah.
I guess well for next week's beer, and we're gonna say we'll play it by year, but Greg kind of had the idea of doing this one, considering I just got it today. Greg likes brewing brutalism. Like, how many people can get this? Who did you send this to? Your
Well, exactly 3 people on this channel. Well, 4 if you include me have it. Craig
Well, Chris has it.
get it, and Lee, I'm pretty sure cannot get it.
No.
It has one.
So
You have one?
basically,
Okay.
you're like what
Not,
third of this cast.
not even about we don't get him at all. Over here.
But Chris has it as well, though.
Klizak has it, and actually, you know what? I don't know if you want to include him or not, but I think Chad will have one by next week too. But that's up to you.
Mm-mm. I mean, I don't have anything against him coming on, but still,
It's also up to you. I
I don't want to alienate anybody either.
I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can even do it with his work schedule or not, though. So
Or if his internet will be
Is that Joe?
cooperative.
that's another thing. So.
Who's that, Joe?
Chad.
No, Chad, the Rhino.
Albino Rhino.
Oh well. Oh well.
Do what?
What?
Oh well.
You will?
Oh.
Will what?
Oh well.
Oh, well.
Oh well. Okay, there you go.
Q-tip. Q-tip.
Jesus, get the shit out of your ears, Nick.
So depends on how much I was paying attention to your voice.
Wow.
Ooh,
That's
this
some
one-
good. That's some
Way to-
good
way to-
hosting right there. Good hosting. Good
Way
hosting.
to shit on your fucking British guest here, you
Shut me
piece of
first.
garbage.
You
Not
came
all
all the way
Canadians are crap people like Nick. I'm
You
just
get your ears and like,
you know.
You should be talking to Chad like that, not me.
Nick, I'll be forgiven if you do the outro as Super Mario.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. No.
No.